Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the TLDM live play episode featuring me, Tyler Samples, as the DM in our Western campaign. And we'll go around the table starting to my right.
I'm to your right. Alan, your co-host on TLDM.
I'm Jeff Murdoch. I'm playing in the game.
I'm Erin Rain. I'm playing in the game.
And let's just go ahead and say what our characters are.
My character name is Trevor, and I'm a furball succulent shop owner.
/druid.
/druid.
Yeah.
My name is Busty Skleet, and I'm an Outlander Genasi by Genasi.
And I'm playing Srad, who is a half-orc fighter.
And
more importantly, the Lord of Flern.
And the Lord of Flern. So, to briefly recap where we left off for the people in the room, I think anybody listening to this actually probably has a better memory of what happened, because you've heard me and Alan discuss it at length. Where we currently stand, you guys, Srad and Trevor and Rev as well were brought down low by the Aboleth of Flern and converted over into his representative volleyball team with your captain Mike, and you guys were sent back to Flern about a month later to compete in the Flern Invitational. And once there, you were able to break out of your ensorcelment. You spiked a ball through the space previously occupied by Mike's cranium, and were free, and then filled in your buddies on your opposing volleyball team, brought the Bernavad Beepers back together, and then Srad used his fortune gathered from the Deck of Many Things to hire a mercenary company.
Yeah, band of ruthless killers.
Yeah, the Rander Company.
Yeah.
Led by Helen Rander, to take back Flern. And that is where we ended, was you on the march towards Flern. Alan, will you describe for everybody, so there is the head of this mercenary company is a woman in her early 50s named Helen. Will you just give everybody a quick description of what she looks like, what her attitude is?
Yeah, Helen Rander kind of looks like Glenn Close.
Nice.
She's got a kind of X-shaped scar on her right cheek, and she used to wear, as part of her mayoral title, or townmaster's title, she used to wear like a stole around her neck that was green to denote the farm fields that she looked after. But after becoming a mercenary tactician, she has since dyed it a deep dark red. So it's like a maroon colored stole that she wears around her shoulders to signify her rank. She is kind of like lithe and wiry, and is not super talented with like weapons herself, but has sort of stumbled over a really natural talent for and a knack for like planning engagements and logistics and stuff like that.
Point of order. Is this damages Glenn Close or fatal attraction Glenn Close?
Oh, yeah. It's like damages Glenn Close.
Yeah, an
She's
older,
like
an
older
present
kind of
day.
like no nonsense.
Yeah, like an against all odds Glenn Close.
I love it.
Very cool. And this is something we've never actually done before, so why don't we go around quick? I was listening to some podcasts the other day, and I enjoy it, of just like to help people have a visual, like who would you cast as Srad in the movie version?
Ooh.
We know Glenn Close plays Helen Rander.
Right. Oh, man. I think Luis Guzman is Srad.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
That feels right to me. If you don't know who that is, Google the name and you will instantly recognize him from like a bunch of movies.
Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
I like that.
Aaron, what Busty Skleet?
I mean, I based Busty Skleet off of Vanessa from Penny Dreadful. Is that even her name?
The
What's Penny Dreadful?
Eva Green?
Ava Green.
Ava Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I based her off of Ava Green's, but like way ditzier.
Cool.
So Ava Green, if she's very versatile. She could definitely do it.
She could definitely do it.
Penny Dreadful is a like Showtime,
It was a
HBO,
Showtime show.
like 2 season.
pretty good.
It was this first season's amazing. The second season's like okay,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's a based off a graphic novel about like
sweet.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen,
It's
but
not
better.
based off of that. Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
That's
But
okay.
it's the same premise. You're
Yeah.
right.
Correction.
yeah.
Wait,
Point
who
of
in that show
order.
were you?
Ava Green, the like one woman.
The Witch.
Oh, the one that could like
Yeah,
go and get possessed and all that.
Yeah.
the one woman who wasn't the Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was great too.
And Jeff, Trevor, who would you cast for Trevor?
I mean, I'm thinking about it. I'm like
Luis Guzman?
probably like a tall Luis Guzman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. I mean, like the first thing that popped in my head, just because like his size was like the really big tall guy from Real Fish or from Big Fish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
What is that guy's name?
I don't know, but I think he's passed away.
Oh,
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's.
yeah.
But I think like it's someone like some gentle goober.
Hmm.
Yeah, like
That's
a lurch
beautiful.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like a tall Luis Guzman. One of those two.
Like
Yeah,
a tall Luis Guzman.
Yeah. Well, wonderful. Okay, so you guys have been on the march. Why don't we do this just to cover through? It takes about a week to get to Flern from Bernavad. You don't really necessarily encounter anything. It'd be difficult to with a marching party of, I think you had 40 mercenaries, or was it 50?
25.
You had 25 mercenaries?
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
right.
Yeah, so it's
No,
not-
no, you're right. It was 50.
Yeah.
Because it's two gold a day. Yeah,
Yeah.
doing the math backwards, it's 50.
So much gold.
Yeah, it is the entirety of the Rander company, whose motto is always on time.
Mm-hmm.
Helen, so
Always there when you call.
Yeah.
Always on time.
yeah, they're pretty no nonsense.
Like a good neighbor, Rander is there.
Yeah, and then they poof right next to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
So it's been a march on the week. What?
Yeah.
Just give me a quick description of like what the conversations have been like. Like, how much are you trying to get to know these mercenaries? Is there anybody you're talking to? Busty, you haven't seen Trevor and Srad in a
Right.
while, and I wanted to cover one point of clarification. You guys went to a cleric and got your
Slime skin
removed,
Yes.
right?
Oh, thank
Okay,
God.
cool.
Good.
You
So
do
deep
have
inside.
the one other thing I need to say that isn't really a retcon because it was true before. I just forgot to tell you.
Oh.
You have on the inside of your bicep, you have a brand that is that shape you've seen earlier, like an X connected at the top, or with a line connecting the X at the top, which you now know to be a mark, like the branding mark of this Aboleth. Who's that? So as you're marching back, we'll start with you, Busty, because you kind of came in. Who have you been talking to? What's your
Helen.
experience been?
I'm obsessed with Helen. She seems so amazing. I've been like, Helen, tell me everything. How'd you get where you are? Who are you? What's going?
We're marching now. We'll talk about it when we're done.
Yes, but where did you get your stole? It looks like homemade, but like in a good way. Like
It's a mayoral sash. I was
no, it looks
nominated.
bespoke. Is it? Can you tell
No.
me where you got it? I want one.
And then, so Helen kind of has like no patience for you at all. She clearly sees you as a dilettante.
She's right.
Other people that you've talked to have, you've heard some stories that it was like, died in the blood of, the giant that killed her family.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Trevor, what do you know about Helen? Tell me everything.
Not much.
Oh my God.
I gave her a succulent earlier as like a sort of like, hey, welcome to the party.
Oh, it's smart. Yeah.
And she said she doesn't have time for succulents.
Wow, she's so cool.
Yeah. Trevor, what's your week been like? You're finally free again.
It's great. I've gone to all my favorite restaurants.
Oh, in Flern?
In Flern.
Or not in Flern, in Bernavad.
Bernavad, yeah.
Yeah.
Like so I went to a lot. Like it was really filling. I took the guy who was running my shop. I think I don't remember his name. Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, just like thanked him for running everything, and then I collected a bunch of succulents. I'm like, I want to give this to one succulent to each warrior mercenary.
Wow, so you collected 50 succulents.
50 succulents, and I got a really one that I think is pretty impressive, and I gave it to Helen.
Yeah. Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. It is a 20.
Ooh.
I'm very persuasive.
When you handed it to her, she said, "I don't have time for succulents," but she very gingerly handed it off to a lieutenant who like ran off and took it to a wagon, and then she just really forthrightly shook your hand, and there was like a hint of warmness to it.
Oh.
You could tell that like she was touched by this succulent, and she also says, "I don't really have time for succulents, but we come from the peace and." Succulents are the only things that a succulent is a plant that's intended to grow where the desert is.
Yeah.
It's a lot like the Rander Company. Good work, soldier.
And I'm gonna do a salute because I've seen people do that before.
Yeah.
But I probably do it wrong.
Yeah, roll a performance
Oh, yeah.
check.
I do an 8.
Yeah, you do it wrong.
Yeah.
But it's cute.
Yeah.
It's not insulting. It's more just cute.
I'm glad.
And Srad, who have you been talking to? Have you been reconnecting with your existing friends? Have you been?
Yeah, I've been hanging out with like the immediate party on and off, but I've also there's been like a kind of oscillation between like a slow boiling rage and like just beating myself up for having gotten captured and like having played on the Flern whatever Slimers.
Yeah, and I think that just to set the mood of that, I think one night about midway through, you guys are around the campfire, and I think this is probably, you can correct me if I'm wrong at any point, this is probably like the third night in a row that you have sat kind of distant from everybody else.
Yeah, just like holding, like just alternately like squeezing and then like punching the volleyball into the air.
Yeah, so he's like, so Srad is sitting away from the group. This has been going on despite entreaties, and I kind of want to see this. Just take me through in a role play this moment of like you guys finally like confronting him on why he's keeping himself separate, and I just want to see like how that plays out. Cool. So you're all around the campfire.
I'm just like kind of grumbling off to my take his head off. And
Srad,
put it. Yeah.
this has gone on long enough.
What?
Come back. What's wrong? Tell us. Use your words.
Nothing. I mean,
Nothing's wrong.
Nothing's wrong.
You like sitting over here by yourself?
no, I don't like it.
Did you like your fish skin?
No.
Did you like being captured?
No, I hated it.
Yes,
and I
you
just
did.
hated it.
There. Trevor, go comfort him.
Hey,
I don't understand how Trevor got over it so fast. He was going back to his favorite restaurants right away.
Trevor's very simple.
I like delicious meals. And I get a week back in my favorite place, Pornovat. I gotta go for it. It was hard being a fish man.
It was hard.
But you were one of the best singers we had.
That's not true. That's not true, and you know it.
You were
and I
great.
promised all those people in Flern that I would look after them, and all I did was fail them right away.
But we're gonna go not fail them now.
Exactly. You have to fail to not fail. Have you ever heard that?
Unless you're really good, then you don't fail in the first place.
If you're really good, you don't. That's
Yeah,
true.
but I mean, look at it. Like, we're the beepers.
Yeah.
The beepers are all about getting better.
How many times have we failed? What the hell is that?
I don't know.
What is that? Who's that?
Everyone, someone's out there.
And then at that point, Helen throws a javelin, and it goes out in the woods, and then she goes out and pulls out. It looks kind of like a mix between a lyrebird and a frog.
What's a lyrebird?
A lyrebird is one of those things that's like,
Like a mockingjay?
yeah, it's where they can repeat any sound they've heard.
Okay.
Like how it was like the fictional thing, but a lyrebird is real.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like a frog kind of weird creature thing like that was repeating a commercial it had heard in a nearby town.
Oh man.
They're all over. They happen in recording sessions all the time. Yeah, people call them tubes.
Tubes.
Well,
Ugh, gross. They don't even make for good eating.
No, I'd never eat a tube.
And
I
she-
did have one as a pet once, but I think it's really cool that you killed it.
I would love some of your tube.
help yourself. It toughs you up for the journey ahead.
Excellent. I do my bad.
I don't know that I'm
salute.
doing necessarily the best Helen Ranger
No,
voice.
it's
sounds-
very Glenn Close.
Exactly like Glenn Close.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's freaky.
Yeah, do you guys, so, that interruption aside, and then Helen turns to you and she says, you're upset because you failed?
Yeah.
Let me
But
tell
I'm
you.
here to make it right.
Yeah. We watched when the giants came. We asked for help and no one came, and we fought. And some people say I was a hero because I kept people alive, but over half our town died that day. This is the remnants of the town we lived in. These 50 soldiers here. I felt like a failure that day.
Do you feel like a failure now?
I've learned that it's not about success or failure. It's about taking the next step forward.
If you find yourself in hell, keep going.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
that should be a song.
It should be a song. If you find yourself in hell, keep
Then one
going.
of the other Tubbs,
Yeah.
one of the cooking guys who does mainly cooking and defense stuff, starts playing on a little lyre.
Oh, thank God. I thought he was going to start beatboxing and I'd have to kill him.
Oh, no.
Okay, good. Yeah, this will be a good song someday.
Hey, do you guys want to, I don't know, do like a drill?
Yeah.
I do want to do a drill.
Okay.
Yeah!
I serve the ball.
I spike it.
I bump it.
We did that in reverse order, but
But it looks awesome.
it looked awesome.
Or does it look awesome?
Roll an athletics check.
Okay, that's the only thing I'm good at.
10. Oh, wait.
Ooh, a natural 20.
17, actually.
20, is this an 18? 31.
Oh, look good as hell.
You know what, guys? You no longer have disadvantage on volleyball.
Whoa! That is huge!
Yeah,
That's
You're
great.
now,
Wow.
You're now just a straight D20 roll on any volleyball related thing.
Damn.
Because you know what? After the play, you did get invited up to this semi-professional league, right? So you guys are on your way.
Yeah, and I believe our volleyball is also enchanted now.
Oh, right. You got it enchanted.
So
right?
it
that
deals
would work
magical
as a
damage.
magic.
Because I insist on using it against Stevis.
It's essentially a +0 magic volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the way that I'm going to adjudicate that is you had it so it has 2 cantrips permanently enmeshed in the fabrics of it.
Mending?
Mending
Hell
and
yeah.
prestidigitation. So it's always
Hell yeah.
perfectly clean and it always is rebuilding itself. So it's like it's really high-end volleyball.
Dude. Yes.
It's a volleyball couture.
Yeah, it's an haute couture volleyball. Yeah.
I love it.
A bespoke
I
volleyball
love it.
for you.
I love it. Yeah.
So the rest of the week, you're still grappling with some of your like psychic scars, but it's
Grapple Daddy.
Yeah, but as a grapple daddy should. But it's starting to get a little better now that you're sharing the load with your friends.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Is there one other thing? Are there any other colorful characters in the Rander company? There's 50 people marching with you, so there's a lot of people there.
I think they're all pretty unique.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all
In their
their
own
own
special
people.
way.
Is there
Yeah.
anybody in particular that you have like a ken with beyond Helen?
Oh yeah, for sure. There's this like little like this little halfling guy who's like named like Pepperone,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's just like pretty cool, and like we just like have this like kinship where like we met each other and like we're like, hey, you're pretty cool. I like your stuff.
Yeah, and every time Rev sees you two together, he chuckles. And he's like, yeah, that makes sense. In a way that nobody else understands. But it's like a permanent inside joke to himself. Do you meet anybody that you're...
There are just like a few people that I feel like I want to adopt, you know, how I like to be a patron.
Yeah.
And they're all smaller than me, similar. Like there's a halfling and then there's like, someone that I think has goblin in him and he says he doesn't. And I think he probably doesn't, but I just keep insisting like there's nothing to be, you should be so proud of your heritage. I love goblins. I love them. I've always wanted to meet one. And he's just like, I'm being terrible. And so every time he sees me, he rolls my eyes and I see that, but I think it's because he's ashamed.
For sure. I'll say then probably the other person that you meet then, given that, is Flink.
Flink.
And Flink is a little, she keeps to herself a lot of the time. She like hangs around Helen a lot. She's a kobold, a little lizard person. So she's real tiny. She's always scrabbling around. She always has like a big parasol that she's covering herself in the daytime.
Amazing.
Clean?
It's Flink.
Flink.
And she talk like this all the time, and she's like, "Hi, oh."
And she's got big, thick, like Coke bottle glasses.
Hell yeah.
I love Flink.
I also like Flink.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's carrying books and like cartographer gear stuff. She's it becomes pretty quickly apparent that she's not like completely socially adept, but that she's like incredibly well read and is just sort of acts as like essentially the computer of she's the information services of Helen's group.
Cool.
Yeah.
So she's like,
So she'll be like, so if you're talking about stuff and like talking about like a famous dish from Bernavad, Flink will be like,
"Oh, the crustaceans for that could be found out."
and then just like lists where they are. So she's a little, so she just,
Flink. There was this mint I had once. I had the mint one time. And it was so like soft, it like melted in your mouth, but it also was like hard and you could bite into it. And I've never had a mint so good. It was in, what did I have it? It was in Flern. I think it was in Flern. What was that mint? Could you tell me?
Cleavon mint.
Cleavon mint. That was it. I was 8 years old and I've never stopped thinking about it. Could you get me one? Do you have magic?
We would have to. I'm not magic,
Oh, that's all right. Well, thank you.
but I could make it.
Oh my God, I love you. And I hug Flink.
yeah.
That's
2
how
days
our
later,
conversations
she does give you like a second-rate version of a Klebon mint. She's like,
It's all materials I had on hand.
This
weren't
is
enough.
amazing. No, I'm very grateful. Thank you.
and she like really takes a shine to you too because it's clear everybody else kind of treats her as like this weird, like kobolds generally are like almost somewhere between vermin and people.
Yeah, they're kind of like monsters, right?
They're definitely monsters.
Yeah.
Her story seems weird. It seems like she like nobody quite knows when she became part of the company. Like nobody can remember. It's sort of like a stray that just didn't leave.
The mint gives me diarrhea.
It does.
Yeah.
It gives you pretty bad diarrhea. You don't even need to roll for it. It
No,
just
I
straight
know.
does. So your week goes by without incident. You guys are coming up to Flern, and Helen comes by another night around the campfire. She sits down next to you, Srad, and says, "So, we got to talk about this job.
Yeah.
I need to know what you know. I need to know what your expectations are, and I need to know what the plan is."
Yeah. Here's what I know. This town is being controlled by a mayor and his lackeys. The mayor seems like kind of a powerhouse, but the people right under him, they're just people. We can cut them down if we have to. I'd really rather not.
Okay.
There's a creature, some kind of slimy, mind-controlling giant who lives under the town, submerged in water.
Aboleth.
Thank you, Flink. An Aboleth, I guess. But what it is, don't matter to me. It's gotta go. That's the job. My plan, earnestly, these town people have been under enough, and enough has happened to them. I'm gonna walk right in the front door. I'm going to take as many of them as will come with me, and I will show them face to face, eye to eye, what they're dealing with, and put an end to it where everyone can see.
All right.
And I know, I assume you guys are here for this also.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be a revolutionary.
And I know, Trevor, I know you came face to face with this Aboleth,
Aboleth.
Babadook before. And Bussy, I know you haven't, but
No, I haven't.
I gotta tell you, being mind controlled and slime controlled is no fun. And
well, it didn't happen to me last time, so I think I pretty much got it in the pocket.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, I understand if this is too much of an ask for you to come on this journey.
Are you kidding me? I can't wait.
Really?
Yes, I can't wait. I want to do something with my life. I don't just want to sit around and playing croquet eating mints.
Well, we have the volleyball team.
Oh.
No, I loved it. I loved
did
it.
what I could.
I meant from before.
Flink, honestly, I saw them. It looked really good.
It was
It
so
did look really good.
good.
Busty
Exactly.
gets diarrhea over everything.
Oh,
my
yeah,
God.
terrible stomach.
nerves. It's
Oh,
nerves.
it's constant. It's a near constant stream of diarrhea.
Don't worry,
It's
Flink. This
true.
isn't about you, Flink.
No, it's not
and,
you.
As the
She has this boyfriend. and
DM,
he's
I'm
terrible.
glad that we were able to.
We broke up.
What was his
Well,
name?
we'll see about that.
Oh, what's
What
his
does
name?
that
I
mean?
forgot his name, but he was really
He's the
terrible.
worst.
I've forgotten his name too. I erased it from all of my memories.
But it's tattooed on your back shoulder, though. Your back
It was
shoulder.
like it wasn't
my one
Jason.
back shoulder.
It was something like that.
I think it was like Chad, but it was more.
I thought it was like Jason.
just. Oh.
It was really
It was something.
I wrote it down
can't believe I
somewhere.
write it down.
same.
I'm glad that we were able to ensure that in our actual play recording, we have another diarrhea moment.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh yeah. Just poop prov.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, every time I eat something, I roll to see if I'm going to poop my brains out.
Yeah, we don't do like encumbrance or any of those rules. We just do a diarrhea check.
Yeah. It's a trade-off.
Helen says, "I'm going to repeat my ground rules. We don't kill civilians."
Great. That's my
Why
ground rule.
would we? We just, of course not.
Now, and I'm not doing a suicide mission.
It won't be.
Okay. Now, here's my
I
question.
plan on being on the front line myself. So the first person to go down, if anybody, will be me.
that.
This
Does
whole
not reassure me in the least.
Well, look, Helen, when you told me the story about asking for help and none coming, we're the help. This town is in danger, and no one else is coming but us.
All right. Now, here's what I need to know. Do they know we're coming?
No. As a matter of fact, I think for all they know, Trevor and I, at least, are still part of the brainwash gang.
Now, does the brainwasher know that?
That I don't know, and I'm not willing to bet on.
Yeah, I would assume he might know.
Oh, quick question. When you were brainwashed, could you, like, feel the brains of everyone else?
It wasn't like a hive mind thing.
Okay, great. Then you can probably pretend you're still brainwashed.
Now, what Flink has informed me, we don't have a lot of information on these Aboleths, but it does seem like it would be aware if you were not being controlled, and that it would have more under control every day it has access to it. Mm-hmm. So it's been about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a week.
Then a door kick approach might be the only one we have.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
think...
it also indicates to me that probably it would at least have had time to start prepping.
Helen, sounds like you know a lot more about Aboleth than you're letting on. And then I punch her, like,
She
too hard.
grabs your hand before you can punch. Well, I guess she tries. You're a barbarian, so
Yeah, but I'm trying to do, like, a friendly, like, I'm cool, we know what's up punch, like, as
Yeah.
a
To
joke.
To the shoulder.
But it's too hard and
roll,
annoying.
Yeah, roll an attack roll just to see.
Okay. 14.
Yeah, she manages to just dodge out of the way of it.
Okay.
But it does cause her to like reappraise you of like, seems like you're made of tougher stuff than I expected.
Oh, I really am. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My concern is that the creature, if it's controlling citizens in the town and is aware that you broke off that connection and have a desire to come back, that it would have had 2 weeks to prepare for your return. Is that unlikely? Is that inaccurate?
No, it's accurate.
We're gonna need signs, like really, really well designed signs to get everyone on our side. I think
All
that
right.
will help.
Yeah.
I was more
Yeah.
curious about the defensive capabilities of the town.
Oh.
Because you know we are not equipped to do a siege.
I know it. And based on what I've seen,
And I think I gave you a map of Flern.
I do have it.
So those are numbered, so you're welcome to ask any questions about the numbers, and I can tell you from the list of what is what, if you guys want.
And we're coming from this approach, right?
You are
We're coming from the south?
From the south.
Great. Yeah.
So I suppose I'll tell you a few things real quick. There's a moat around on the northern side is a river that flows east to west. There is a bridge that crosses that. You know that bridge is known for Flern at some earlier points in Flern's history. It's been targeted for attack from the river. The river's deep enough for large ships to come up and down. The bridge can actually lift and rotate 180 degrees, or lift and rotate 90 degrees so that it actually no longer provides access. Mm-hmm. And that's something that they would often do at night in terms of moments of like high security stuff. What you see as number 11 there is a catapult that was designed for attacks on, to be able to swivel and hit any oncoming ships from the river. The what's listed as number 9 are guard posts, like guard towers, lookout tower type stuff. The what's listed as number 6 are the 2 other entrances into Flern, 2 bridges that go over the moat that crosses from the bottom of Flern. Mm-hmm. And then there is a wall that traverses from river to cliff around the southern part of Flern. The eastern part of Flern abuts a cliff face that goes up probably like 40 or 50 feet. So that's sort of a natural barrier there.
And this is heavily wooded, it looks like.
Yeah, it's heavily wooded. And then there is what number 10 is an elevator system, like pulley system that they use to take materials and people from the cliff tops down to the base of Flern to access in.
So here's what I'm thinking. Just to avoid as many people as possible that might or might not be possessed, is we just come straight in from the west and just try to cross one of these bridges over the moat and hit into the castle as quickly as possible.
Because the castle, for anyone who can't see it, the castle is on an island in the middle of the river, separate. It has its own wall around it. There's a mill there. So yeah, it has its own access point.
So if we can get onto the island where the castle is, it'll be pretty easy to prevent other people from coming in behind us. And I believe, and maybe Flink knows more than I do here, I think as soon as we put this monster down, its stranglehold will be gone and everyone else will be free. And then
that's what
probably
the slogan's
Stevis will be the only one left.
Stevis.
What about all the guards that like are transformed and stuff?
Well, my hope is that going this way, just taking the literal shortest route through actual town, we'll run into the least amount of guards, and hopefully we can subdue them without having to kill them.
But some of those guards, would they still transform afterwards if we defeat Stevis?
No, what do you mean when you say transform?
Oh, yeah, there's a bit of a warg problem.
Yeah.
But we think it's all tied to this Aboleth. So my hope, and again, Flink, feel free to chime in, is as soon as we put this thing down, any magical abilities it's been granting or strange effects it's been having will hopefully end.
Do you have any idea how to put this thing down, by the way?
And Flink will just chime in to say,
From reading it, hard to say. I don't know a lot about what happens. It makes sense, but I don't know. More mint?
Oh, no, not right now, but after dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as putting it down goes, and I slam my volleyball boom, in my hands, so it makes like a real loud, intimidating and cool noise.
Nice.
Yeah.
I say, we just hit it until it stops moving.
All right.
now,
That's my specialty.
one other question I have for all of you. Is there a place that we can group up outside the gates, or far enough away that they can't see us, but it's close enough that we can do some recon?
Yeah, so the river out to the west kind of widens and flattens out and becomes kind of marshy and full of cattails, and like river ferns. So as long as your mercenaries don't mind getting a little wet and a little muddy, we should be able to creep up using that for cover, especially if we go in at night.
All right. Sounds
The
like a
walls
plan.
usually are lined with torches and signal fires, so even if we're not able to see maybe directly much in front of us, we'll at least be able to know we're approaching from the right direction.
All right. Well,
Do you have any scouts that you like?
yeah. She calls out Mickle, and she calls out Tubbs again, the defensive guy, and he's like, "Really?
Oh,
You mean it?"
Mickle and Tubbs.
Classic Mickle and Tubbs.
And they go
Look
off.
out for our spin-off podcast series,
Yeah.
Mickle and Tubbs.
Mickle and Tubbs is on its way. Two scouts trying to find adventure one step at a time, and they are ready. So they slink off forward as sort of a recon scout ahead. We'll move forward. You guys make it to the next day. You kind of dogleg to the left pretty widely to get around the city before you've approached and make it up to the marsh. They come back and they report and say, it seems like first off, I did a great job. I did a great job. And Mickle's like, yeah, he did. He really did a good job.
Good job, Tubbs.
Yeah.
Hey, come here, buddy. Come on.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, come here. You did so good.
So did you. He
I didn't even do anything.
He kind of lifts you up. He is like a big guy, but he's very light on his feet. And he's like, but I got some bad news. They're locked up.
What?
They got guards on the walls. They got the bridge is up. The bridge that you wanted to enter through is still down. I mean, that doesn't look movable, but they got guards on the walls looking at it.
Looking at the wall.
It seems like they're in siege mode.
Okay.
And why can't we siege again?
And
We
then
just don't have enough people.
Yeah, Helen's going to cut in and be like, I mean, do you see catapults? Do you see trebuchets? Do you see a siege tower?
You really don't have to take that tone.
I
Helen.
don't have to. I get to. This is my operation.
So cool. You're right.
Helen,
You're right.
with a minor change of plans, how many of your best would it take to skirt over and around the cliff to the other side, capture the catapult, and start a distraction?
I could send, would probably take, realistically, 10, 15 men.
Then do 25.
Whoa, that's half the men.
All right.
I know it.
Now,
We just need to pull some of them away from the wall.
that's a good plan. Okay. Do you know of any other entry points inside the town? Any secret entrances? Any?
Do I?
Roll a d20. Let's see. Roll a history check.
Yeah, I'm fucking good at history, but I'm bad at rolling. As an 8 plus 6 is 14.
You have heard rumors before, specifically. So here's what you've heard. You've heard there have always been rumors that there was something creepy in Flern, even before the current stuff. Like there were rumors about the old Lord of Flern that you worked for, and there were always rumors of people entering into people showing up. There's always weird rumors about like seeing nobles and other lords and folk in the cemetery of Flern, which is here. And then like not being there anymore. So it was always like ghosts, but ghosts of like living people.
And then they would disappear from town?
They would just disappear from view, and then like oftentimes it was a thing where like someone would be like anytime what it was there was occasionally maybe like 3 or 4 times reports of murders or disappearances, and witnesses would claim that they saw different members of the Lord's family there, and that they would track them to the graveyard, and then they would be gone, and then in the morning the guards at the bridges and stuff would be like, no, nobody ever crossed through here. So they would be like, the alibi sticks. They've been in the castle the entire time.
So there might be a way. I tell everyone that there might be a way, but I don't know exactly where it is, to get from the cemetery into the castle without having to like assault this little bridge.
So we should go look at the
Let's
cemetery.
look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look around.
Now you'll have to get through the city wall first.
Right.
Oh,
We'll try.
in town.
I mean, if you can launch like, you don't even really have to shoot at anything. If you want to try to take this bridge down to make it look like we're coming from the north or something.
Yeah. Where is the cemetery?
Cemetery is here. The goal right now for us is to come in from this way.
Okay.
And we're talking about sending 25 out to this catapult to capture it and try to pull some of their forces up and away.
I know this sounds crazy, but I haven't met all 50 mercenaries yet. Are any of them like a funny little mole person who'd be really good at digging? Could we dig? Is that crazy?
Dig under?
Yeah, dig into the
Under
wall.
the river and stuff?
Yeah.
And Flink kind of chirps up. Like everybody else is like, that's crazy. That's like, yeah, right. No way.
I mean, I think Strand's got a great idea, but I just thought like maybe there's a funny little mole person.
And then Flink like perks up but doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Ellen is like, it's a good plan. It doesn't put our men in jeopardy, our men and women, our fighters in jeopardy.
Thank you.
I like it. We'll do that. And so she signals out, sends out 25 to do a big loop around and go up the cliffs. It's going to take about a day for them to get up there and in position. So she gives them a flare to shoot off, just to signal it. So it's the day. So as you guys are getting ready for, basically a morning assault, Flink is going to come up to you and be like, pull on your skirts. I assume you're wearing voluminous skirts.
Very much so.
And says,
I dig.
You can dig.
We all dig. Kobolds dig. We make tunnels all the time.
How fast can you dig, and how big of a hole could you dig?
I can make a hole about Flink size. Pretty quick.
And Flink is the size of like human.
Flink is like a little bit smaller than a halfling. She's very
that's
small.
tiny.
So pretty small, like the size of like a 4-year-old
Yeah,
human.
Oh,
Okay.
So Flink's a 4-year-old human.
yeah. The
But it looks like a
4-year-old
lizard.
human
Genius
that looks
human.
like yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a fun show.
Wow. Well, I don't want to go behind Helen's back. Although, if we had like a secret little plan that like worked really well, maybe it would impress her. What do you think? You know her really well. Should we do it? Should we?
She likes taking the initiative, but also we could just tell her.
You're telling me that Helen, who leads a mercenary group, loves when her people just take initiatives?
Yeah.
She likes when people take initiatives. She also does like when she's informed about it beforehand.
Okay, let's tell her.
Okay,
I love surprise parties. That's why I was sort of excited. But okay,
this
let's
is a
tell her.
military operation.
I know, but you can make everything fun and more beautiful. That's my motto.
Lives are on the line.
Agreed. Let's talk to Helen.
Lives are on the line.
man, quote of the day.
Yeah. You do. She's like, so tell me your plan.
So, it looks like we have a little friend here who can dig. So I was thinking
Flink does like an elaborate curtsy that she picked up from you.
maybe Flink could sort of dig under the wall, and then we could sort of follow her under and just pop up in the cemetery.
Okay.
But I know you've already got like sort of something going on already.
We do. That feels like more of a secondary distraction than anything else. The time that it would take. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Flink, but this isn't an overnight affair. And Flink's like,
Oh no, this would take weeks.
Oh,
Oh
Wow, Flink.
I think Flink sort of
Oh.
misled us
Yeah.
on.
no, it's not Flink's fault. No,
yeah, Flink looks,
no.
as best you can tell in her lizard face, crestfallen.
no, Flink.
Oh,
It was,
You said you wanted a digger, and I did.
and I did say it. It's not your fault. I was being capricious.
but we might have to dig our way out.
We
Yeah,
might
Flink.
have to dig our way out, Strad. Yes.
And then what will we do?
Then you would ask me.
Then
I will help.
Yeah, we'd ask.
Flink,
I put Flink
honestly-
on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Flink.
Yeah.
Flink.
Flink.
And then
Come on,
Flink-
mercenaries, Flink. I'm paying you, Flink. Flink.
They all
Flink,
start
Flink,
doing
Flink.
it, and then Helen cuts them off and like, we are trying to maintain
Yeah,
a
sorry.
low profile.
I'm sorry. Yeah, whoops.
Yeah, of course. We have a tendency to start chanting, and then things happen.
Yeah, we're. I'm just a heads up, Helen. I know you're really good at this. There's no way we're gonna get through this without botching it or calling attention to ourselves. It's just not gonna happen.
All right. So Helen talks to you through the rest of the night of just like, so what's the plan with this?
I'm gonna cut it into small pieces
The plan?
and maybe eat it.
The plan.
The aboleth.
Oh, disgustingly specific. I meant the bridge.
I'm gonna
How-
use
what are-
it to get to the aboleth.
We're causing a distraction, and then what? You just want to, presumably there's gates on the bridge.
Yeah, I'm gonna lift the gate.
Wow.
He's so strong.
And if I can't, Busty can.
Busty's so strong too.
All right.
I'm
This seems like a
really,
real
really strong.
Hail Mary.
It seems like it, but you have not seen Busty lift stuff.
It's true.
I could also
very
like
strong.
fly over.
And open it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can. That's a thing you never do.
Okay.
I've done it
You know what? I need to go grab. I need to grab some shut eye for tomorrow. Here's what I'm going to request from you. I realize you're paying me, but
Wait.
I'm going to pull rank a little bit here and say, why don't you three convene and
Yeah.
discuss about possible uses of your mutual skills
Ooh,
Okay.
in
Yeah.
an organized fashion?
I forgot to tell you that in a lot of respects, all three of us are superhuman individuals.
very much overpowered.
Sure. It seems like one area you're not superhuman in is like tactical conversation.
You mean like intelligence? I'm at a 7
Out of 10?
out of 20.
Oh, geez, that's even worse.
I'm a 10 out of 20.
What are you?
Me, if I had to judge myself, I would probably say I'm like an 18.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Oh.
Jesus.
Well, then I want to
Yeah.
run something by you, Sred.
Great, I'm very smart.
I have inherited a couple of wishes. Could I
Oh.
just wish that this Aboleth would be defeated?
Yeah,
Why don't I just do that?
I don't know. Why haven't you done that? I didn't know you had wishes. How would I know that?
I do. It's a family inheritance that I received.
Well, how many do you have?
I have 2.
Look.
We'll chime in to be like,
Wishes can have side effects depending on the severity of the wish.
Okay, Flink.
Here's the Yeah, Flink who thought
you
she
make
could
us
dig a
always-
hole and yeah.
I can't dig a hole.
Okay. No, I know. You're very
And she
good.
starts digging a little hole with a little shovel that she pulls out.
Oh,
You use
it's
a
so
shovel?
cute.
This is
it's
so
a tiny
cute.
little
This
shovel.
is amazing.
Look at her go.
Flink.
It's very fast. Flink. Oh, no. Shh. Helen.
Oh, right.
Helen walks over and is like, we had this conversation.
Flink started digging, and we had to do something.
How do you work with Flink when Flink can do these adorable things?
You know what? How much for Flink?
We're
You
buying-
can't buy
Nah, I'm not buying her. Like, how much for a single mercenary?
Forever.
How much?
to buy her. You
Well,
can't.
If I wanted her on like retainer. No, I'm not trying to purchase her. I'm
Okay.
saying like
Yeah.
Yeah, Flink is 5 silvers a day.
Forever.
I think I can.
Well, no, as long as I guess the answer to it is if you want to work with Flink and Flink wants to work with you.
Flink.
Exactly.
Would you like to come with us when all this is over?
Can I think about it?
Yeah, think about it. When you see us, after you see us in action,
Yeah.
decide.
I think we
Flink
like Flink
about
more than
it.
Flink likes us.
You better Flink.
Think
about what you're trying to do to me.
us.
Okay.
So speaking of wishes, so how would I word this wish since you're so smart?
Ooh, I say
And
that
that's-
and no side effects.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Could I say?
just wish for no side effects?
Could I just wish for the Aboleth to be defeated with no side effects?
Flink's gonna pull on your skirt again
Yes, Flink.
to and like motions to whisper in your
Yes,
ear.
darling. Yes.
And she's like,
I think he might be overestimating how smart he is.
Ooh, the
Oh,
Aboleth.
really? You know what, Flink? I want to
Hey.
run something by you.
Hey. Is she talking about me?
No. We were talking about diarrhea.
Sounds like she was talking about me.
That sounds like us.
Yeah.
Well, so wait, if there might be side effects, then why don't you just wish that the Aboleth was here, and then we could just beat up on it, and then walk into town?
You know, even I think that's a terrible idea.
and
right.
Helen's like,
Isn't that better? Like, we just form like a defensive perimeter?
Wait, why
and
would I
Helen's
just
like,
wish it was dead?
if we went to a location that was dry, Flink tells me it needs water.
Yeah.
Oh.
Take away most of its natural resource abilities.
Flink can dig like a pit so that it's kind of stuck on a
a
lower
dry pit.
level.
Ooh, what if we
it's
just wish
like
the whole
I
world
guess
was a giant
kind of
desert?
literally
Ooh.
shooting fish in a pit.
Yeah, like shooting fish in a pit, that classic saying.
Yeah.
Great.
But what if the wish was just like if we could turn this world we live now that's lush into a giant desert?
Yes.
That would also work to
It could
remove
work.
its natural advantages.
Yeah.
With weird like mutants walking around the wasteland.
Yeah.
You should write a book.
Thank you.
Also, Bussy, if you have 2 wishes for your whole life, I'm not going to ask you to use one on my personal quest to become Lord of Flern.
Yeah, 'cause
Well,
I still have my castle to do too.
That's true. And we have a whole nother castle after that.
I'm certainly not using both wishes, but if this could make me sort of a champion of all these people who've been enslaved in their minds by this evil Aboleth or whatever, I feel like since I don't get to do signs and slogans, I feel like this is more for me. I mean, I don't mind it. I'm happy to be generous.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
But it's better to wish it was here so we could kill it rather than just wish it was dead.
Maybe, because wish it was dead just means, like, maybe now there's just a new thing down there that's been there this whole time.
But if it comes here and we kill it, that doesn't happen for some reason.
I don't
Well,
think so.
we
Because we're
should-
just moving it from where it's at to where it is now.
What if we just
Where,
wish
like,
it was
if you, like, wish it just dies,
Yeah.
then maybe something even worse comes up and is the reason that it dies.
yeah,
That makes so much
have to
sense.
kill it.
We have to kill it because of fate.
Also, is there any way to recall those 25 people we sent towards the catapult? Because maybe that's not happening no more.
No, that's gone.
Okay.
That one is definitely in play right
So we kind of need to get this going.
We should do this pretty fast, right?
Should I turn into a beast?
You want to just go fly over there and open up the gate? Okay, we're doing it.
Okay. Do we have a whole...
Wait, should we wait for the
Oh
distraction?
yeah, wait for the. Wait, Trevor.
Okay.
Shit.
So you fly off, and Helen's like, wait, what exactly is he going to
what's
do?
I warned you that this was going to happen.
Sometimes we get really excited and we just jump into action.
He yells.
Which
from
is,
the
full
sky.
disclosure, how I got this brand in the first place. Damn, look at my bicep.
Wait, what is that a brand for?
Oh, I got captured by the Aboleth the first time around.
Oh, so everyone who gets captured by an Aboleth has a brand like that?
Yeah, so that's how we can tell them apart from each other, I guess.
Oh, okay, cool. That would be...
I should have told you that.
Yeah, that's good info.
Yeah,
It wasn't
that
until
is.
we got to the walls. We're like, by the way, there's a weird creature that controls everyone.
Also, you said that there was a warg problem.
Yeah, what about it?
How'd you find out about this warg problem?
They just, people sometimes just turn into wargs.
Okay, is there any way to tell who's a warg and who's not?
If they-
Just because you're asking me that question, I assume the answer is yes, but I don't know what it is.
Well, if they turn into a warg, then it's definitely.
Fair. I guess I walked into that one, yeah. Is there any way to... Are they harmed by normal weapons? Is there anything I should know?
Oh, don't you need to kill them with silver?
The wargs can be beaten up.
Okay.
There's, as far as we know, only one true were creature, and that's Stevis, and he's mine.
Okay, so...
But you get the Seavith or the Aboleth?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, should I
You
wish
do
for
both?
Stevis to come as well?
No.
No.
I want him to be
We have
surprised.
Stevis and the
Okay.
Aboleth. Which one do we get?
Well, you're
We're
flying
all-
right
we're
now.
all-
Yeah, but I'm saying this as an eagle.
So you're just flying out. Okay.
Yeah. So once we see the flare, it's go time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're just
So-
flying around above.
Then it's time to get swole.
No wishes.
You can see from
Okay.
your vantage point, I guess, up above
I guess we're not
the
using
wall
Guess
then, right?
not.
Yeah.
gonna- I
I,
think
I guess,
we
like,
do.
yeah, I'll do some scouting while I'm waiting
Yeah,
for
me
this
too.
all.
Okay, there's like,
You get like 10 hours as an eagle, I think.
yeah.
You're not being the same eagle though, right?
Oh, no, I'll change my feathers.
Okay.
You're just like a regular eagle, right? Not like a giant
Oh,
eagle.
yeah, I'm like a baby eagle. I'm not trying to do damage.
You're a baby eagle. So you're getting tired a lot,
Can you
too.
even fly?
Yeah. Oh, I'm a bird. Let's
You're
see.
a
What's
fledgling
a good bird?
bird.
Oh, no, I'm a sparrow.
Beautiful.
Something no one would care about.
Yeah.
It is night, so
Night sparrow.
a night sparrow.
Nice
Yeah.
sparrow.
So you
Nice.
can't see great.
Okay. Damn it.
You could be a bat
Yeah.
or an owl.
Now that I think about it, I'm a night owl.
Nice.
But a baby one.
A baby
Yeah,
one.
a cute
Not,
little baby
yeah,
one.
Not like an old motherfucker.
Okay, so you're flying around. You see guards on the walls. You see the bridge spun around.
It is currently 90 degrees. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
That's
Okay.
the north one.
Good.
Yeah. There are gates, portcullises on the walls over the bridges.
Yeah. Is there a gate at the one bridge that we're close to?
Yeah.
There's-
Yeah. There's the moat. The moat looks very still and it looks stinky and gross. Yeah, it looks like everybody has kind of battened the hatches down. And you hear in the distance, let me see here.
Oh, it's an acapella.
Fuck.
You guys all, and you can all start to hear this coming. Well, you hear this clapping, and then you hear, let's see. It takes-
Horrible silence.
Ugh.
Ugh. Oh my
Oh,
god.
God. I hope we get that flare soon.
Oh god, I'm about to go into a rage. I can't help it.
I kind of like it.
Oh, my
Trevor.
God, Trevor.
Trevor, is it taking you again?
Trevor.
Trevor.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're terrible.
Oh, they're so bad.
No instruments. How do they do that?
Oh
No.
my god, no, no, no.
It's not even a good song regularly.
Oh my god. This means they're out for blood.
Yeah. And then, so as you're flying over, you can see them all with like pitchforks and like
Oh my god.
kitchen knives and shit.
We're gonna set them free.
I do go into a rage.
Great. You're in a rage.
I'm in a rage.
And at that point, the flare goes off.
It's go time!
Okay, so the flare has gone off. You can see, you hear like, and then like boom, as the huge rock lands into the whirling bridge, and the song cuts off as there's like some like and then but some people are just mechanically still singing in the distance.
Oh, man.
All of this
It's
coming
hard to
from the
turn off when
amphitheater.
you're in it.
Yeah. Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Well, we're waiting
I'm
for
gonna fly
the
down
bridge.
towards that gate.
Yeah.
Okay, so you run up towards the gate.
Me
You
too.
can see two up above you. There are two guards, crossbows pointed, but they're looking in the other direction towards the where the catapult just blasted off.
Do I see anything that looks like what would be able to open the gate?
There's a giant ratcheting chain and lever system there at the base. You're a sparrow, so
I'll
you're
start working on that.
flying, or a night owl, I should say.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of the gate.
Yeah, it's a mice.
Yeah, he flew down.
Oh.
But I'm gonna run towards the gate anyway and try to help lift it.
So you two are running towards the gate. Helen is holding back her people.
Great.
And is sort of implicitly being like, you two
Fire on the wall.
Yeah, and she's like, you two run ahead and see what you can do. And they're once you guys roll for me, both of you stealth checks to see if you can
5.
Ooh.
12.
Okay. Let's see what these guards are thinking. They actually both miss. They're
Wow.
too enthralled by this thing, and you can hear a lot of like, "Oi, what the hell? Oh,
Yeah, I
the
forgot
bridge,
they talk like this.
the
Yeah.
whirling bridge." And you guys slink up next to the wall, and you can hear in the distance, you can just barely make out Helen pulling her hand up into a fist, and everybody like holding two men or two soldiers walk forward with crossbows, get down, heavy crossbows, and they start latching up to fire at the guards on your signal. What are you two doing?
I'm running towards the portcullis to help lift it from the other side as Trevor ratchets it.
Okay, so you're becoming human again?
Yeah, I'm gonna fly right down, sit on the thing, and
It is right next to the two guards. So you fly down, and you're standing on it, and one of them is like, "Whoa, Dave, look at this! It's an owl, just a night owl sitting right here on the portcullis gears. That's crazy." Oh, hello, little owl.
and then I'm gonna fly my wings up and just like sort of spook them away.
Roll an intimidation check.
Start poking at their faces. Let's call that a 15.
It beats it.
Ah! Whoa! Hey, get back, owl! Hey, stop it! Stop!
And the other one is nonplussed, but there's one there, and the other one is you're distracting the other one. At that point, crossbow bolt comes out and just thunk right in the neck of the the guard that wasn't bothered by you,
Oh,
and it's
cool.
just like,
I thought it was me.
and then just falls down.
So-
And yeah, go ahead.
So gods don't count as civilians, right?
Well, no, I guess not.
Okay. Just checking.
They're enemy combatants
Yeah.
until
For
we
sure.
free
For
them.
this.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Does the other guard see that?
Yeah, he does, and he's like, "What the hell?" Ah!
I'm gonna transform back into
Yeah.
Trevor.
So
And then-
you do. So you just sort of land your weight on him, I assume, because you're flying. So he just like suddenly this owl becomes a 7.5 foot tall, like kind of bluish green giant man.
And are we sort of like on the top of the tower? I'm gonna try to throw him off.
Oh, okay, damn.
Nice.
Roll an athletics check. Athletics versus athletics to see for a grapple.
17.
You grab him, pick him up, and then make an attack roll just to see how well you throw him off.
What do I add to that?
It would be well, you don't add a proficiency or anything, so it's just your straight roll plus your strength.
14.
It'll still close.
Yeah, you throw him over. Do you throw him over into the city or outside the city into the moat?
Outside the city.
So he just splashes into the moat.
Disgusting.
Yeah, and it's nasty.
Okay.
It's clear where they also put a lot of their sewage and stuff.
Yeah. Ugh.
So he's
Sorry, man.
definitely gonna get an infection. But then, as he's like tries to, you see his armor. He's like, no, oh
Oh
like
no!
like sinking
You just
under.
drowned a guy in poop.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh god, his armor weighed him down.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the gate thing is free to start doing if you want to do that.
I say a little prayer for him, and then I'll open the gate.
Pray for him. Okay, you start doing it. Do you want to roll a strength check? Quick?
25.
Yeah, you between the two of you, it's just like, "Ugh," and then sort of a throw, and it just like shing ding 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 ding, and then you hear Helen go like, "No!" and you just hear like footsteps, like running footsteps, as the other 25 mercenaries are running in.
And I'm holding the door up over my head until they're all through.
Cool.
Just to make sure.
Yeah. So they run in. You are in the cemetery. This entrance like goes straight into the cemetery. The cemetery has its own wall around it. It's about half the size of the city wall, so it's more of a large gate than it is, or a large fence than it is anything else. But you're in the cemetery area, and you hear let's see here. Yeah. At the other end of it, you see the dim shape of a guard, and he's like, "What? Ah!" And he's like, "Attack! Attack!" And he's running off into the city. So what are y'all doing?
I'm gonna command the mercenaries to fan out and try to find the secret way.
Yeah.
Cool. Start rolling some investigation checks for me.
You got it.
Roll
down there, too.
5.
So it was like one guy that.
Yeah, there was like one guard posted up at the other entrance to the cemetery, and he saw you guys and just immediately split off.
Okay.
So I have a 16 and an 11.
Yeah, so you kind of go, the cemetery better than anybody else. You've been here and stuff. You head towards the river side of the cemetery, and there's a big mausoleum that's very old. And you check, and there is like a small, when you open the door, there's like a small draft inside. Don't be looking at my map.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were pulling it up to show it to me.
No. And it's
Wink.
Yeah, right.
yeah, so you walk up to a small mausoleum, you look inside, and you realize, like, you have to break the lock on it, but you see that it is a little different than most mausoleums. It looks like there is... here, give me 1 second to figure out what I am looking at. Okay. You're in the old chapel. It's a massive, I apologize. There's a massive iron door that is locked. So, and it's the only one that seems like it could possibly hold anything. Everything else is like small. This is the only real like mausoleum in the cemetery. So there's a big iron door. It's locked with a heavy lock to it. It's caked with age. What do y'all do?
Cake with age.
Yeah.
Busting.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to bust it open.
Cool.
Busting makes me feel good.
You have advantage on strength checks because you're raging, so
Yes, I do.
roll that strength.
Okay. 20.
Natural or none?
None.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to bring down what's your weapon? Is it a big maul?
It's a maul.
On the lock and
Oh.
crack it.
Should I add that? Because then
No,
it'd be
it's-
23.
It doesn't matter. I
Great.
already
I
gave it to you.
cracked it.
Yeah, so you guys are standing in front of an old chapel.
Cracking.
It's cracked and weathered. There's dark vines along it. And this rusted iron door creaks open as you break the lock.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, there's like you all just feel like this gripping sensation of fear that just sort of like washes over you, almost like if you opened a door and there was a cold draft. But this is just like almost all of you get like goosebumps and all of your hair stands on end for a moment as it washes over you.
Oh, darn.
I'm gonna throw Busty one of my 2 potions of water breathing, and I'm gonna slam the other one
Ooh, I actually might.
in preparation for what I think might end up
I
happening.
can breathe underwater on my own, but thank you so
Oh
much.
wow!
You
Then
can
I'm gonna
breathe
throw it
underwater
to
on
Trevor.
Yeah.
Nice.
Why?
Because of my, I'm the storm demon.
Oh yeah.
Kind of, not demon, but
Storm
like I'm a
barbarian.
storm barbarian.
Huh.
I have a lot of power. I'm overpowered. Super powered.
And
Then I'll give it to you, Trevor.
I accept. Also, I still got my bell hat on. I just remembered.
yeah.
So it jingled.
Yeah, you're jingling left and right. So you 3 are there.
And can we see a way down from in there?
You haven't gone in yet.
Oh.
So but it does seem to be promising. You three, are you requesting assistance from Helen, or she's sort of like, look, we need to secure this area as best we can. They're going to be bringing
The
reinforcements.
chapel's surrounded by a gate or like a
Yeah.
fence. So I think probably easier to hold the chapel than the cemetery.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be like, leave as many as you need to keep the chapel secure while we go down.
All right. Are you being our recon team?
Yeah, we're gonna strike force this.
Yeah, we're gonna. It's
All right.
not just recon. We're gonna do it.
We're gonna destroy that.
All right.
Aboleth.
As I
Can
said,
you send 5 with us?
sure.
Great.
Can they breathe underwater?
And Tubbs is like, I can't.
Great. But do you have like long range weapons?
They have everybody has light crossbows.
Great. That'll work.
That'll work.
And yeah, so she sends 5. The other 20, including herself, are there to secure the area. And she's like, in general, at this point, I think we're gonna need to start fanning out and neutralizing guards. Is there any way for us to know in advance if someone is if any of these civilians are controlled?
If they're singing or they're slimy, put them down.
All right. You heard the man. You heard our client. Come on. You know the chant. And then all of the rest of the company goes, always on time. And then they break off and she's like doing signals and doing it. And
We
she's
should
like,
have a cool thing that we yell too.
I've
like,
been trying to say that.
Godspeed.
Thank you.
Signs and slogans.
What should we say? Yeah.
Revolutionaries need them.
We're the beepers.
Ooh, something like.
Beep, beep.
Yes, something like that. Yes.
Beep, beep. Okay, here we go. I go into the chapel.
Great. Roll a D20.
It's a 2.
Oh, you are frightened. This is spooky. It's a little too spooky. So you can, who
So
else
you
is
okay?
walking in?
Let's do this. I gotta go.
Rad. Oh my god. Is he mind control?
I don't want to be a fish man.
What are we adding?
Just this would be, I think, probably a charisma save.
I have a 9.
Oh,
That's
excuse
what you
me.
rolled?
It's a
Yeah.
1.
Yeah. So you're spooked. You got a 9.
Yeah.
You're spooked.
Ooh, I don't like it here. It's scary.
Okay.
Let's go.
I'm coming in now.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Okay. I got a 19.
Okay. You are like, this is fine.
Trevor, no, I don't like it.
This is not scary. Come on.
Yes, it is. Look at it.
But once you guys see him walk through, it sort of breaks, and you're sort of like, oh,
just kidding.
Oh, I just got spooked.
Wait, were
Yeah.
you really just?
I think I got scared because you got scared.
and
I got
funny.
and Flink is like,
I think it might have been a glamour.
What's a glamour?
glamour.
You know, a spell.
Oh,
Thank you,
you're so
Flink.
smart.
I'm so glad you're coming with us down this hole.
I
and I
love
grab
you.
Flink.
I love holes.
I go down the hole.
Yay!
Oh,
beep beep.
Flink, flink.
So a fine wisp of vapor, comes up in front of you, and it has a humanoid shape.
Oh, sick.
Shit.
And its face is contorted in agony, and it is moaning in unspeakable anguish.
Oh.
Sounds
And
like a
it-
glamour.
Looks at you and radiates an aura of death and dismay.
It's not real. Just remember, it's not real.
Yeah.
And it's just going, don't leave.
Yeah,
Go.
I've seen this
Don't
a
leave.
million
Don't
times.
leave or go.
Wait, what does that mean? Don't leave. Go.
Don't leave. Keep going. Probably.
Don't
Okay, got
Don't
that
leave.
part.
leave.
Don't
Don't
leave.
leave.
Don't leave.
Are you saying don't?
And then
Period.
it just poofs and disappears.
Oh, well, we got nothing out of that.
Yeah. Was it saying don't?
very
Period.
helpful.
Leave. Period.
Okay, so
go?
you're walking in. This area. So a few things are clear. Nobody's been in this chapel in a very long time. Longer even than even when you were around, lived here 20 years ago. People ignored this, avoided this part because it was always seen as like a spooky, haunted housey kind of vibe. And that vibe is there. Too. It's like the water of a lake on a cold winter day, cutting through your bodies and causing a dull, throbbing pain in your bones.
My bones.
My bones.
Ouch, my bones.
There is a 2-tiered dais of cold white marble that rises up at the back of the room. Standing upright atop it is a large wooden coffin stained blood red. The casket's closed and foul-looking runes are engraved in its lid, and although the language is unknown to you, there's a feeling of evil about the message. The walls and ceilings are covered with carvings of bats and faces with bat-like features. Most of the faces have their mouths open as if they were snarling, and long fangs are clearly visible. A dark shaft descends through the stone floor beside the dais, although you can make out nothing but inky darkness in the depths of this tunnel. An iron ladder runs down into the earth.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.